Welcome everyone. In this lecture, we are going to see how to create a test sheet. We are just going to create a test sheet. Will not move forward and create attributes and instances. We just create a test sheet, simple test sheet here, and we'll look how the different ways or approach you can follow to create test sheet, and how to create a test sheet from Excel if you have a requirement, and we'll see an example. Okay. 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 For understanding of test case design components like the attributes, like the test sheet, like instances and methods, combinational method to convert your test sheet attributes and instances in test case. Will follow one simple example, because the vehicle insurance example is a very big example, and if I'll explain you in parallel with this concept, and I'll create the vehicle insurance test case design part, then this will be going to be a very complex thing. You might misunderstand some of its concepts. So this is why I have considered one small example. But no worries, this vehicle insurance is our main agenda of this test case design. I'll create this test case design for vehicle insurance in detail from our upcoming lectures. But just learn the components of test case design with simple and short example. Okay, so what is the example? Let's move to the test case. Okay, so I have scanned the login page of demo web shop, and I have created one functionality. This functionality is to log in on a demo web shop website, right? So this is just a login functionality where you have to log in through the different kind of credentials. So these different kind of credentials are of a QA credential, or could be the development credential, or the production credentials. So for that I have created the 3 test cases, right? So we'll follow this simple example, and we'll create the test case design for this example in parallel while we learn this test case design part, right? Okay, let's move to the PPT, and in PPT we have this part. Okay, so what is a test sheet? So this test sheet is a basic structure of your test case design. So under the test case design you have a test sheet, and this test sheet is provide you an logical structure of your test cases, and it will maintain the test data for your test cases to one page, or so that you can easily maintain or change of your test data for any particular test cases, right? So this is the benefit, and also this test sheet you can also ensure that your requirements must be covered by the test sheet. You just look the test sheet at once, and you can easily identify it. Okay, out of this much of my requirements, these are covered with this test sheet. So in future I have to cover these more requirements under this test sheet. Okay, and also when you create the test sheet, you just have to make sure that each data set in test sheet is represent one unique test case. Like if you have a test case to log in on demo web shop website with using QA credentials, then the QA credentials is a one data set, right? And there are different approaches that you can follow to create a test sheet. We manually preferred the test case design attributes, where you just provide the data to your test cases, and it will be like a data oriented test cases, where we maintain data of your test cases under the test sheet. We mostly use this test case design attributes in our projects, also in our organization also. Each projects I have seen, we mostly use this test case design attributes. But if in case there is a, you have to follow the second approach. There is a test case design step approach also, where we provide the complete test steps to our test cases. So this is the more process oriented approach. So this is mostly we use when you when we don't depend mainly on data, where we have to link our test case with certain predefined test steps. So in those cases you can use these test case design steps. Okay, so how to create a test sheet? Let me move to the Tosca commander. Okay, so this color coding red, that is the test case design. Go to the test case design section, just right click on the test case design and create a folder. We'll create this folder named the TCD practice. Right, I have created this folder, and under the folder you can create the multiple test sheets. So just right click on this folder. On the top bar you can see the table like structure. This table like structure is your test sheet. Just click over there and the test sheet is created. Just rename it according to your need. I'm just renaming it to login. Okay, so this is the login functionality test sheet. So I have created this test sheet, and you also have to make sure within the folder you don't have the two test sheets that are two or more test sheets that are having the same naming convention. So you must have to ensure that each test sheets under your test case design folder is having the different name, right? And also you can merge your test sheets also. So if you have a two test sheets that shares the same structure and same structures like the user ID password and the user ID password, the both are the same structure, you can merge those two test sheets. And this merging we already seen in modules, test case, and now it's also in a test case design. This is to provided to reduce the duplicacy of your test sheets that you have in test case design section. So you just have to drag this login user and move to this second one. Okay, the merge option will be there. Just click on the merge and your two test sheets are going to be merged. So this is the approach, right? Okay, so there is one more thing, how you create element structure from the clipboard. So this is an example that you can also create a test sheet from Excel, but to do so you just you have to create a test sheet like structure that the Tosca team already provided, that you have to follow that format of Excel. You just have to put your test sheet name, attributes, instances name over there and just import it to the Tosca. We mostly not prefer this because there may be an indentation or any issue due to any user related issue. There might be an error you see on while importing your Excel to the Tosca. So we just go directly in a test case design and we create the test sheets, and after that attributes and instances. But I'll show you at the end of this test case design that how you can create this test sheet structure from Excel also. Okay, so this is it. And you have some color codings also in test sheet. You can see my screen. These color codings is having some meanings, right? But till now we didn't have created any complete test sheets. We just created a test sheet and we just named the test sheet, but we didn't proceed with creation of attributes and creation of the instances, like so, right? So in those cases you can't see these color coding options for your test sheet. But let me consider some old example where I can explain you. Okay, so this is an example where I can explain you this concepts of color coding. Okay, so let's understand what is the dark yellow. So dark yellow is the test sheet row. So you can see this dark yellow, right? So this dark yellow is your test sheet. There is one more yellow you have, but that is the light yellow. See, this is the light yellow. So this light yellow color is the attribute row that contains both instances and attributes are directly under it. So why this is having the light yellow? Because it has an instance and attributes. So this red box is your attributes and this is the instance. So these two are under this attribute, so this is why we have a light yellow. Okay, so what is a medium gray? Medium gray, it shows that the empty attribute. It means after this attribute you don't have any more attributes. Okay, so medium gray, this is a medium gray, right? This is a medium gray. See the test designer, this is the medium gray. Medium gray means you don't have any further attributes after it. You have an instance but you don't have attributes. Like under the administration, you see you have attributes, this red box, but under it you don't have any sub attributes. So this is why we have a test designer color as a light gray, and we have a administration color as a dark gray, because we have sub attributes under it. So this is why the dark attributes, dark gray color is for the attributes which is having the attributes directly under it. Okay, so you have to make sure under the attribute you have just an attribute. If under the attribute you have the instance and attributes both, then you have a light yellow color. But if you have attributes itself, only the attributes, you will see the dark gray color, right? The blue is just for the filters, and I'm not having it here. I'll explain you when I see this blue filter thing. Okay, so the bold text we have when we don't use these values to our attributes. So if I'll show you where we use, just go to the login and see we have used these instances here in our test cases. So this is why we having the non-bold characters here. So this is the color coding and concepts, how your test sheets looks like when you create the attributes and instances. So from our upcoming lectures I'll explain you how to create attributes for this login functionality, right? How to create the attributes and how to create the instances. Okay, till then, thank you.